Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Audrey Hepburn. I'm well known as Hollywood actress, but I'm also a humanitarian. I was born 4th of May in 1929 in Belgium. My dad left our family when I was 6 years old. As a teenager, my life was spent in Nazi-occupied Holland. I helped resistance movements as much as I could, even though it was dangerous. I couldn't just sit 5 years and do nothing, so I also took ballet classes. When Second World War had finished, my mother and I moved to England. I started my acting career. My mother and I needed money, so for me the best decision was to start filming in movies. I didn't have big parts until one day in 1951 the great Colette had noticed me. "Voila, there is your Gigi," she said. My personal life started to develop too. James Hansen, who was my fiancé, proposed me and I accepted at the premiere of Gigi. The same year I casted for a Roman holiday and I was approved on the lead role. As soon as Gigi had finished in New York, I went to Rome to start filming in Roman holiday. While I was on Gigi 8 months tour, my engagement was finished. After a year later, I met Melchior, my future husband. In 1954, I met Huberto Givenchy and we created a look which millions would copy. We started to film in War and Peace by the time I was pregnant. When I filmed in that movie, I had miscarried my child. While I was shooting in The Unforgiven, I fell from the horse. After a while, I had miscarried again. 17th of January in 1960, I had my first son, Sean Farrell. I heard some rumors about my father that he was dead. Mel found some information about him and he discovered that after a war my father has been living in Dublin. I didn't know what to do. I went to visit him and decided to help him until he died. I always say, as you grow older you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others. In 1969, Mel and I had divorced, with my retaining custody of Sean and the home in Telegenas where I like to spend my time. I met Dr. Andrea Dotti and we got married after 6 weeks from my divorce with Mel. On 8th of February in 1970, my second son, Luca Dotti, was born. I heard rumors that Andrea was cheating on me, but I tried to stay with him because of my two sons. Finally, I divorced with my second husband in 1982. A year before, I met actor Robert Walden's. When I was a teenager, people from UNICEF saved my life from famine. I decided that I owe them, so I tried to help them during my life as much as I could. In 1988, I actively started to help UNICEF and I began to work as an ambassador and spokesperson for children in crisis. Once we had to deliver the food to a village, but the people who like to have owned that place did not allow us to go in. The people in that village were starving badly and I could not accept it. The head of the group agreed to let us into the village if someone from our group will remain as the deposit. It was too dangerous, you never know what they might do to us. I decided to stay for a long time. My friend from UNICEF tried to dissuade me, but the lives of many people for me are far more important than my own. I stayed and food was delivered to the village. Always remember, for beautiful eyes look for the good in others, for beautiful lips speak only words of kindness, and for poise walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. If I had a chance, I would never resist it. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. However, I couldn't help everyone, but I've tried my very best. In addition, I would like to say that you should stay always positive, kind, and full of hope.
And this I will say, as long as I have breath, for the people of Ethiopia, all they need is the assistance to help themselves, which they are yearning to do. And UNICEF is giving them a spade, let us say, to dig their water wells. Let it not be to dig the graves of their children. There's this curious, what can I call it, embarrassment, timidity that comes over one when you do walk into a feeding center like that, of, I feel I shouldn't be there, I feel I should leave them alone. It's like walking into somebody's room who is dying and one of the family should be there. At the same time, longing to pick up one of these children and give it some kind of warmth. And on the other hand, they're so frail that you're afraid you're going to break them or hurt them. And it's unbearable. It just is so totally unacceptable